Hello everyone, I'm Ixalan, and I bring you a draft video every Monday and Thursday, and right now that means more Ixalan drafts. Soon, very soon, it will be time for Iconic Masters. I'm recording this ahead of time. Let me see if I can figure out the math here. This video will be going up when? But the point is, Iconic Masters comes out on Magic Online November 16th. And so the following Monday and Thursday, I'll be doing Iconic Masters, and the next week as well. 2 weeks of Iconic Masters drafts. But for now, we're doing some more Ixalan. I think this is the last week you'll be seeing Ixalan for a couple weeks. We'll go back to it after Iconic Masters for a little bit before Rivals of Ixalan. But yeah, I'll see you guys when this draft fires. All right, well, this is an interesting first pick. We have Contract Killing, which is just a great kill spell in this format. It is clunky, but it's a little less clunky than it looks because you can follow it up with a 2-drop a lot of the time. But I think we probably just take Emperor's Vanguard. I mean, it's, you know, this is a really creature-based format, basically, and it's a strong creature. One you can back up with tricks and just do crazy things. It's one of the very few, I think there's only 2 cards that let you explore repeatedly, and they're both rares, and exploring a lot is good. I really think it's just between Contract Killing and Emperor's Vanguard. There's nothing else here. You know, if you wanted to go deep on Merfolk, first picking Deep-Root Waters could be fun, but it's definitely not what I would advise. Legion's Judgment's fine. There's tons of playables in this pack. In fact, basically everything in it, except like Hijack and the Hierophant's Chalice, is playable or better. But there's not a lot of exciting other than Contract Killing and our Vanguard. We'll take the Vanguard. I don't think I have drafted one of these, but I don't think I ever drew it. So I don't think I've actually gotten to play with one. I could definitely see it just not being as impressive as it looks. Wow, Admiral Beckett Brass is so tempting, but I mean, if this pack did not have like a premium uncommon in it, I would go for Admiral Beckett Brass here and just go for it. But it has one, so there's a foil Glacial Fortress, which is kind of cool. Admiral Beckett Brass, if you really want to force pirates, seems like a lot of fun, but isn't actually probably the right pick. It's hard to end up playing 3 colors, and honestly, she's not that powerful. Like, you have to end up with lots of evasive pirates for her to really take over and be more than just a Pirate Lord, which Pirate Lord's good, but we're going to take the Aerosaur. This is a first pickable card. I'm curious what our opponent took out of this pack. I don't know. There's not a lot of uncommons that are better than this, but there are some. But yeah, I'm happy with green-white. It's, you know, sort of a dinosaur-y deck. The Dinosaur Tribe, in my experience in this format, is usually the least tribal feeling of them all. You usually don't have like 10 dinosaurs. Like in a pirate deck, you have like 10 pirates. In a merfolk deck, you have like 10 merfolk. Well, we're getting past some good stuff. So Fire Cannon Blast is tempting, but I think I'm just going to take a Danto Vanguard. Just take the aggressive creature. The Blast is great. Don't get me wrong. But because I already have a green and a white card, I'm going to let that sway me towards taking a Danto Vanguard. Vanquish the Weak, also pretty good, but let's just take the 2-drop. Probably the best 2-drop in this format, maybe at any rarity. Definitely at not rare or mythic. I'm trying to think if there are any good 2-drops at rare or mythic. They're not really coming to me. There's probably at least one who's better, but Danto Vanguard's nuts. Pairing it with auras is disgusting. Of course, we're in a color pair, which, weirdly enough, does not have the good auras. Green-white, my friend and I were actually just talking about this the other day. Green-white, normally, you know, that's where you're going to get a few auras. Not so much here. Not the offensive kind. They're in black, red, and blue, which is kind of weird. But that's where they are. Okay, well, green doesn't look super open. If we're wanting to keep pushing aggro, Bonded Horncrest is a good place to go. Yeah, I think that's just the best card in this pack. You know, Frenzied Raptor's fine too, but this is a better reason to take a red card than anything else. We did pass that the 3-mana removal spell, Fire Cannon thing, Fire Cannon Blast. So someone might be red to our left. We'll just have to see. Okay, well, the Duskborn Sky Marcher. So we could completely swerve into a vampire deck, which still lets us keep our Aerosaur and our Vanguard, which, hey, these are both Vanguards. Interesting. which wouldn't be too bad. I mean, the Sky Marcher is definitely better than Ixalan's Keeper, which is just sort of a medium 2-drop. There is a Pirate's Cutlass still here. That's a pretty late Pirate's Cutlass. I'm going to take the Cutlass. It's good in basically any aggressive deck in this format, and it's excellent in Pirates and in Vampires. So I think I'm going to take the Cutlass over Sky Marcher or like Ixalan's Keeper. Pirates have to be open if it's here this late. And what's weird is someone's probably jumping into Pirates because they see Beckett Brass, but if they're not, and that card comes back to us, we are going to be all kinds of happy. Okay, this pack is not especially good. Vampire Zeal is a good trick. Brazen Buccaneers is fine. Sleek Schooner's fine. Dive Down's nice in the Merfolk deck, and it's okay in the Pirate deck. So I could take a trick. I mean, most decks in this format end up being aggressive, and this is a good trick. Yeah, let's take the trick. I mean, Brazen Buccaneers is fine, but I think I like the Zeal a little more. Okay, interesting. So this pack, the best card is Skittering Heartstopper for sure. I think we're just going to take a Legion's Judgment, though. Running 1 I'm usually comfortable with, so I think that's what we'll do. Our second color is completely unclear. There are playable green cards here, don't get me wrong, in Jungle Delver and Spike-tailed Ceratops, but nothing that's enough to make me want to take it over just like cutting white here. Those are both playable green cards, but they're nothing special. So there's a River Herald's Boon stupid late, but I think we're a little too far to jump into something other than something that's white based, you know, and Merfolk or green. We do have the Vanguard, but other than like seeing this, it hasn't seemed very open. And by it I mean green. I think I'm going to take Direfleet Hoarder here. Yeah, yep, that's what I'm going to do. That does give us the potential to splash. Usually you want like 3 or 4 sources of treasure. Vampire Zeal, like I said, is a good trick, but I'm going to take the good 2-drop over the good trick. So we don't really want a second Legion's Judgment. Crash the Ramparts is an okay trick. Commune with Dinosaurs is okay. I think I'm going to take the trick. I have no idea what our second color is. Okay, that's a late Heartstopper. How much is a foil Glacial Fortress worth? Probably not enough. On Magic Online anyway. I'm sure in paper it's worth more. I think we take the Heartstopper here, though. Queen's Agent is okay. Okay, well, what the hell's going on here? We've seen some weird signals because both of these are very playable cards. Actually, all 3 of these. So I think red actually is open. I just don't understand how that's possible given what we've seen. I'm going to take the Raptor here because we've seen all kinds of weird... Like, we haven't seen very many red cards. And then all of a sudden, hey, and the Raptor Companion's a good sign. So we could be red-white after all of our moving around. Sorcerer's Spyglass. Oh, boy. Weird. Weird. Well, River's Rebuke is definitely the best card in this pack. But, well, we don't know what our second color is, I guess. We could think about it. Vineshaper Mystic's also great if you're the Merfolk deck. Vanquish the Weak and Unfriendly Fire are also good. I might just take the Unfriendly Fire. I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, we definitely have the makings of just like an aggressive Dino deck in the end. So taking Unfriendly Fire, I mean, it's good. It's a good card to have as like, you know, your top curve way to kill stuff while you keep bashing your opponent. And we already have, you know, Bonded Horncrest and Frenzied Raptor are both fine cards. They're nothing special. We could think about taking Vanquish the Weak instead. But I think I'm going to take Unfriendly Fire here. And I am. So Argwell's Bloodfast has been very disappointing. I don't think that's what I want. This pack has me flipping again because we have Skymarch Bloodletter, and so that makes me want to take it. The Bloodletter because we have, you know, we got some black cards. Where did they go? They like disappear? Interesting. There they are. It's like, I know I have them. I think I'm going to take the Bloodletter. I just think it's the best card in this pack. I don't like Bright Reprisal very much. Kinjali's Collar's okay. And I could think about taking it. I do have a couple dinosaurs already, but I'm going to take the Bloodletter. It's not usually good to still be waffling the way we are, and we certainly are. But I think Glorifier of Dusk, well, that doesn't really... We know we're in white. That color's plenty open. That doesn't really tell us anything. I think it is what we take here. But, you know, Raging Swordtooth's great if you're actually the red-green deck, but that's not what we're looking at. We're looking at being white something. So I like Glorifier of Dusk. I like Inspiring Cleric too, but Glorifier of Dusk is great, and we'll take it. So we have a Danto Vanguard and Glorifier of Dusk. So Mark of the Vampire has gone way... It's already a good card in this format, but it goes way up when you have those two cards. Okay, so let's just get you guys... Do you just get out of my way, please? I mean, we might splash on Friendly Fire. But I think this is us. Yeah, we're going to take Bishop Soldier here. I'm not seeing any black, so right after I'm like, yeah, this is what we're doing. You know, we still might not be. Okay, there's some black cards. I think we take Contract Killing here. We did just lose our best removal spell, basically. Another Heartstopper is fine, but Contract Killing's better. So we haven't seen much in the way of Vampire payoffs. I wouldn't mind picking up some of those. Mark of the Vampire, while not a vampire payoff, is also something I'd be happy to see. It's great with, especially with a Danto Vanguard, because it can make itself indestructible, and that's a real problem when you give it lifelink and you can gain the life, and then just pay it to make it so it can't die. It's basically just as bad as putting it on, putting One with the Wind on the Merfolk with Hexproof. It's basically just as bad. I'm going to take the Castaways. We've got a couple three sources of artifacts. That's an okay amount. I could still think about waffling back to red. We see another Frenzied Raptor, but I think since there's a decent 2-drop here, we're going to take it. We've definitely waffled a lot here, but black-white Vampirates seems to be where we're going. We saw a late Cutlass, but other than that, we haven't really seen a lot that's exciting. We'll take a Paladin of the Bloodstained. That's not exciting, but it's very playable. Pterodon Knight. We have 2 dinosaurs. So it wouldn't be terrible, but Paladin of the Bloodstained is going to be way better. One of the reasons the Cutlass is so good in this deck is you can just put it on a lifelink token, and you're just like... your opponent, you put your opponent in a bad place because it's not nearly as easy to block anymore. They've got to take damage. You're causing a huge swing in life. So there's Direfleet Captain. That's cool. Do we take another Paladin or do we take a Vampire Zeal? Because I can see myself ending up cutting a second Paladin. I can see myself cutting a second Vampire Zeal too, honestly. Let's take the Paladin. Yeah, we'll take another Heartstopper. I don't mind playing them early. We have a few dinosaurs, probably not enough, but I feel like the Collar is more likely that I play it than the Sunrise Seeker. So, Collar it is. This is definitely the best card left in this pack. We're just going to take it. Back when we thought we might play our Emperor's Vanguard. Prying Blade, no thanks, but... thanks, but no thanks. You know, if we pick up more Desperate Castaways, it might be worth it. This card is so underrated by people. Like, very underrated. Even in this very aggressive format, I've found it to be really... I mean, it's not excellent, and I'm just saying it shouldn't have been the last card. The fact, if you can get to turn 5 and turn on Raid in this format, this will kill so many creatures with its Raid ability, because this is just a format where everyone's just turning their creatures sideways and playing 2-drops and 3-drops with 2 toughness. So you kill one of their creatures, and then it can probably trade with another, and that ends up being a huge swing in this format. Like, and even if, you know, sometimes they aren't able to even trade with it, and you can just start attacking them. But yeah, okay, Dark Nourishment, Contract Killing number 2, Skymarch Bloodletter number 2. It's definitely not Dark Nourishment. That card, I mean, it's fine, and I play one in plenty of black decks, but Contract Killing's obviously better. And Skymarch Bloodletter is nice too. Growing Rites of Itlamok is fun, but not where we are. So do I take just like the straight up removal spell, or do I take another good 3-drop? I think I'm going to take the removal spell. Removal in this format is few and far between, especially just kill anything kind of removal. So it's pretty premium. The one downside about contract killing, and this can certainly come up if you're playing against like the red-white aggro deck, sometimes you'd have it early and your opponent can just kill you so fast that it doesn't matter that you have contract killing. But most of the time you can make it there. I mean, you can get to that stage of the game where it matters. I mean, if we didn't already have a bunch of like 2s and 3s, I would have thought about taking the Bloodletter over it, but it also synergizes with our castaways by making more artifacts to make them able to attack. Well, Vraska's Contempt. If I knew I was going to get that, I wouldn't have taken Contract Killing. Jeez. That is what we take, though. Legion Conquistador, if we can pick up 2, wouldn't be bad, but we're just going to take the removal here. It's just the best removal in this format, basically, at any rarity. So, yeah. We have a ton of creatures too, and we have some premium removal, and that's a pretty good combination. Like, we really don't need to touch any more removal. We just want dudes now, especially vampires, vampire payoffs. We wouldn't mind Mark of the Vampire still. Those are the things that I would be interested in having. Archdeacon of Vampiring, whatever his name is. I used to have a much better mind for cards. This set, I have not been so good about it. I can't remember names of cards anymore. I'm getting old. I'm also writing my dissertation like hardcore right now, so I think some stuff is just getting pushed out of my head. But yeah, Archdeacon of +2/+0 to vampires at the beginning of combat. A vampire at the beginning of combat. Wow, this pack is bad. What's going on here? We don't want Costly Plunder. Oh, we have a Shining Aerosaur. I kind of overlooked him. He's perfectly fine. Not as good as Glorifier of Dusk, and there's a chance he gets cut just to lower our curve, but he's fine. But that pack, on the whole, other than that Aerosaur, was pretty empty for us. Okay, there's a Queen's Commission, which is solid. Though it gets to be a lot less good in a world where you don't have vampire payoffs. And we don't. We do have Pirate's Cutlass, which is good on those tokens. Steadfast Armasaur is nice. And I'm thinking about it over Queen's Commission, but I think I'm going to take the Commission. This is because we have a ton of 4s already. And while the Armasaur is nice, like, these guys are just probably going to be better. Right now, we don't have any synergy for these, as I've mentioned, other than Vampire Zeal, but it's probably still going to be better for our deck. And we're just going to take Queen's Commission here. It's nothing special, but it is nice in the Vampire deck, and that's where we are. Another Cutlass. I think we just take that happily. I didn't think people were so underrating Cutlass. I underrated it when I started this format. Oh, man. We've got Anointed Deacon and Glorifier of Dusk in the same pack, you guys. Why? Why did it get distributed that way? I think the Deacon's going to be better for us. It's just so good with like evasive vampires who are just like, what's up? I have Indestructible. The question is, we may not actually have enough vampires. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we've got enough. God, but this can just end games, but so can this. Okay, we're going to take the Archdeacon. I could see going the other way, especially because we may not actually end up with a ton of pirates. I might take Unclaimed Territory here. We might play it. It'll make our mana a little bit better. But our deck isn't enough vampires, actually, to make that worth it. Let's take a Kinjali's Collar. That might actually make the cut. Okay. Good. Random vampire who I was going to be happy with, but I'm thrilled to see a Skymarch Bloodletter, who's awesome. This isn't a vampire, and I'm not sure whose idea that was, but I don't know what they were thinking. We're going to take it, though. Queen's Agent is a vampire, but it's also a 6-drop, and I'm not sure we really want a 6-drop. In fact, I'm pretty sure we don't. I am going to take it. Yeah. Maybe I should have just taken another Glorifier, huh? We have a lot of 5s. Like I said, this Aerosaur might just get cut. Our curve is not... It's not really a curve. We have like the same number of everything, which isn't great. It's like a foil sword point diplomacy. We're not going to play it though. It's bad. If you're an incredibly aggressive deck, it can actually be good-ish. It's still not good. I'm not willing to say good. It can be better because you put your opponent... This decision's really easy to make on most turn 3s in this game. You just pay 9 life, and often your opponent... I mean, it's you know, and you actually don't even have to pay 9. They reveal the cards, you let them have their lands, and so you pay 3 and get rid of the 1 real card. But if you're just like bashing your opponent's face in, our deck is probably not aggressive enough to make that work. But if you are bashing your opponent's face in, you can just be like, okay, sword point diplomacy on like turn 6, and they're at like, let's say 10 life. And that's when you put them in a bad place. And it can be way lower on life, obviously, and then things are even worse for them. So I don't think we want Kinjali's Collar. We might not mainboard Legion's Judgment, since we have all the kill spells ever. Yeah, I think we're not going to mainboard it. And I think that's probably what our deck is. It is not the most synergistic deck I've built in this format, but I think it's a good one. We have, like I said, we're vampirates. You know, we've got a few pirates, and we've got a couple cutlasses who are good on things that aren't pirates, like Blight Keeper, for example, and anything else with evasion. But, you know, we do get to occasionally equip them for free. We got a little bit of vampire stuff going on too. We have a random dinosaur as well. I guess we have a couple. I could think about cutting the Aerosaur for... Nah, we don't really have anything. Prying Blade? No, I don't think so. I think Desperate Castaways will be fine. We have 2 cutlasses, a Dire Fleet Hoarder, and 2 contract killings. So it'll be able to attack, maybe not early all the time, but we do have the Pirate Nut Draw in our weird deck of Castaways, Cutlass, turn 3. So we're probably going to do that at least once, you know. All right. This could have been a Grim Captain's Call deck, huh? Because we have 1, 2, 3 dinosaurs. And then we have, I guess we only have 2 pirates. So we're cutting that a little close. But then we have tons of vampires. Someday I'm going to make a Grim Captain's Call deck. I think 9/8's probably correct. Yeah. All right. I think this is our deck. I'll see you guys in the first match. All right. We're going to the first match of an Ixalan Draft, and we would like to play first. This is a solid hand. It's kind of weird because we got like all our 1-drops, but you know, that's not the worst thing, I guess. Probably play the Heartstopper first, since it will be able to get in for damage early that it won't be able to later, most likely anyway. The Blight Keeper can attack in the air a little more effectively. So I think that's what we want to do. Okay. Attack. Now I think we play Blight Keeper. We're going to attack with Heartstopper. Drop our opponent to 19. And yeah, play Blight Keeper. Okay, well, we're going to get in for some more early damage. If we'd actually had like a strong curve out hand, our opponent would be in trouble, but we don't. We just have all these 1-drops. And I think I just play another Heartstopper here. 1-drops for the win. I'd like to draw, I mean, I'm going to need another swamp at some point, so I guess I wouldn't hate that. Okay. Emissary of Sunrise. It's a 3/2. They have their own Glorifier of Dusk on top of their library. Good to know. Oh, there we go. That's what we're looking for. So I could use Vampire Zeal here just to kill this thing. That doesn't seem terrible. Because if I use it on one of these, they'll be 3/4 and they'll just kill it. And then I can still play Skymarch Bloodletter. So I think that seems reasonable. Yeah, Vampire Zeal. Get in for 2. And we will play Skymarch Bloodletter as well. Quickly running out of gas since we drew so many 1-drops. Okay, at least it doesn't have flying. You don't see blue-white a lot in this format. I wonder if our opponent has like favorable winds or something. Okay, so we're just going to attack with our 2 flyers. Drop them to 11. And we're going to play this land and end our turn. So one thing about Contract Killing that's not bad here is when we cast it to kill something, we can then potentially Blightkeeper on the next turn. If he plays Glorifier of Dusk here, we definitely kill it. It's not, there's no real question about that. Yeah, and that's what he does. Double Contract Killing. Well, that's going to be good for us, I think. So yeah, we're going to Contract Killing the Glorifier. I wish it was an instant so he could pay the 2 life and lose it as well, but what are you going to do? So yeah, if we draw another land, we can use Blightkeeper's ability. And our opponents are pretty low life, so I don't really think that would be a bad thing. Well, and we also have another Contract Killing, so you know, it definitely accelerates our clock a little bit since we'll be able to actually use this ability. Yeah, I wish this was a fight effect, but it's not. So my Heartstoppers are pretty useless against it. You can just kill them, basically. I mean, he has to tap it. But that's about all there is that he has to worry about. Yeah, we're just going to take the 2. If he taps out for another big thing, a double Glorifier Dust. Feels good if he does that, honestly. Because it just lets us continue to bash. So we're going to drop them to 5 here. And we're able to use Blightkeeper's ability next turn. We probably won't want to yet. Well, actually we probably will. We attack with the Bloodletter and then use the ability. That doesn't seem too bad. Okay. So opponent goes to 5. So yeah, next turn I can just win with an attack plus an activation of this. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we have plenty of mana already. I'm gonna hold on to this land to make it seem like I got things going on. So what we're hoping is that they don't play some huge bomb that's just like, you know, a huge bomb. Especially one with flying would be bad. Ooh, well, that doesn't really worry us, is the good news. It would if it came down even earlier, but it didn't. I haven't actually played with or against this card yet, and it's a pretty sweet card. Okay, so we just attack with the Bloodletter here and see what happens. Yeah. So yeah, they can get back their Emissary of Sunrise next turn. All right, so they go to 3. And then add black, add black. Well, Blightkeeper won us the game. It was definitely more the double contract killing. Like him playing a 5-drop and me just contract killing them back to back was pretty devastating for our opponent. Is this a situation where we want Legion's Judgment? I don't think so. Let's just run this back out there. Hopefully, I mean, things obviously went well. We won in the end, but we got a very unaggressive hand. We had literally all 4 of these 1-drops in our opening hand, which probability of that has to be very low. But if we can go like 1 drop, 2 drop, 3 drop, 4 drop, 5 drop, which our deck can do, we're going to be pretty happy. So we'll see if we can pull off a little bit better of a start this time around. The double contract killing is the only reason we were able to win with such a slow start. Okay, well, we have turn 2 Dire Fleet Hoarder, turn 3 Pirates Cutlass, which is solid. We'll keep this. Okay. Opponent's deck's blue-white. It has dinosaur stuff going on. And it has some vampire stuff going on. I'm not... You know, our deck isn't super synergistic either. I mean, when we're about to play Dire Fleet Hoarder, Pirates Cutlass, most likely. Okay. So, yeah, I think that's just going to be better to do Dire Fleet Hoarder, Pirates Cutlass than anything else. I mean, the Bishop Soldier's fine, but... And it will be wielding that Cutlass at some point, I'm pretty sure. But, oh, come on. Well, he doesn't have any mana now. So is it going to be worth it just to attack with the Dire Fleet Hoarder? Take 3 on the backswing. Yeah, turn 3 Armasaur is pretty gross. Yeah, it's probably worth it. Let's do it. I would like more black mana so that I can actually cast this contract killing. So yeah, our opponent can trade, but I don't think we care if they do. I mean, if they want to trade their Armasaur here, it's like, sounds good, you know? Yeah, he just takes it. So next turn, we're probably just playing Bishop Soldier. We take 3. Okay, so now's when we find out there's the other black mana. We're going to attack, and then we're going to see if our opponent has... Oh, no, we're not. Steadfast Armasaur says you can't attack. Does damage equal to its toughness, right? Yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to play a Bishop's Soldier. And I think I'm actually going to move the Cutlass over. It's not like we're doing anything else. So that if it has to block, at least we gain a bunch of life. But this can still kill it. We'll probably have to cast Contract Killing on it next turn. We can also just play our big flyer, which might just be better. Ooh, yeah, that's good for them. Get some scrying going on too. All right, we take another 3 here. Interesting. So does my opponent... I think because there's a good chance my opponent has counter magic here, I'm going to play 2 spells to try to get around that. And we haven't seen them with any, but this looks like the kind of deck that's going to have it. Potentially, anyway. So, yeah, let's replay the Soldier. He's leaving mana up for the Armasaur, too. So, it is, you know, kind of hard to predict what they're doing. But I think just playing these guys is a pretty reasonable thing to do. Having a 5-drop countered, yeah, see, we were right. Having a 5-drop countered would be way, way worse than that getting countered. So, I'm just going to end my turn. So if we move the Cutlass here, no, still 3 toughness. I think we just have to contract killing this bastard. He's making our lives difficult. Let's try. Okay, that worked, I'm glad to say. Then I think what I'm going to do is equip Bishop Soldier with the Cutlass. So we're gonna attack, and this is gonna be good for us if we're allowed to hit our opponent. This is gonna really make the race way better for us. Yeah, they got something though. Oh yeah, Windstar. I'm pretty okay with this trade. I get to gain 4 life in the process. They may not trade, I guess. No, yeah, they're going to. I am perfectly happy with that trade. Yeah. Gross. They don't have anything they can get back right now, but if I kill either of their creatures who are in play, they will. Yep, we take that. Okay. Which Aerosaur do I want more right now? I think I actually want the shining one because, well, I guess maybe I don't. I can still equip this. And it will be big enough to survive combat with Bishop of Rebirth. Yeah, let's play the Aerosaur. Well, they're both Aerosaurs, but the Imperial one. Let's just get in for 3 as well, so. We will attack for 3. It's too bad we can't play both our Aerosaurs, but it's probably okay. Pretend like we have Skullduggery. And end our turn. Good, good. Wasn't sure if they'd try to attack us there, but they didn't. So let's attack with our current Aerosaur in play, and then we'll play the other one. Yeah. That thing is dead. They can get it back, but they have to attack with their Bishop of Rebirth. So Aerosaurs. I mean, I was talking about how my opponent's deck's kind of weird, creature type wise. So is ours. This almost feels like it should be a Grim Captain's Call deck. We just have 2 vampires in our graveyard right now, though. Although, then if either of these die, things get pretty good for us. All right, we got there. I'll see you guys in the next match. All right, we are in the second match of an Ixalan Draft. I would like to play first, and I also would like to mulligan. I think this is a keep. I just hope there's a plane somewhere in my life. I guess I'll take it. I mean, we can cast it. But yeah. Hey man, it won us a game. It's definitely, I think that's the first time I've activated, no, they're Blightkeeper. Okay. I've activated the activated ability of the blue one once and the white one once. And so, now I've finally done the black one. In a deck with a couple of contract killings, it's really not that hard to get to 8 mana. We need a plains, though, I can tell you that. Yeah, we'll take 1. Okay, well, that works. It can trade with this. This card, I think, is pretty bad. You know, if you don't have auras to back it up, it's just a bad card. So let's attack with both of these. So if our opponent plays, you know, what's it called? Mark of the Vampire, then we're going to be in trouble, but we're just going to play as Direfleet Hoarder. All right. We will take 1 again. Oh, Territorial Hammer Skull. Why you gotta exist? I mean, really. Yeah. Cutlass time. We'll equip it for free. And we will attack for 5. Our opponent can trade their Hammer Skull, but that's just not going to happen. Not going to happen. All right, we drop him to 12. So here we're going to take some damage. Like, this is another card that can help you back up your Vicious Conquistador. Yeah, there's Mark of the Vampire as well. So we had a feeling that might happen at some point. And it's happening now. So, yeah, that really screws up the race for us. Our opponent gains a ton of life, and we are kind of screwed. I think we just end our turn. We can't race this. Yeah. Yep. We go to 10, and then... So I think I'm going to try to block with Dire Fleet Hoarder this guy. I could try to double block the Hammer Skull. That might just be better. Yeah, let's give that a try. It's probably not going to go well, but I think if we're going to win this game, this has to happen, basically. And if he has a trick, we're just dead. Yeah, well, you know, I think we're just dead. We'll see, though, but... we will see. Right, concede. Hopefully we do a little better in the next game. Mark of the Vampire. Yeah. Does that mean Legion's Judgment's worth bringing in? Probably not. No. Okay. So, I mean, we have plenty of kill spells that can kill things with Mark of the Vampire on them. I would like to play first. Ugh. We haven't had bad luck with opening hands. I think our deck has a reasonable curve. It doesn't have a great one, and it's definitely punishing us. This is just so slow against a deck that we do not want to go slow against, so I'm just going to have to mulligan. All right, this one I think is better. I'm going to put that on the bottom because we're not that close to being able to play it. Let's probably play the Hoarder on turn 2 since it'll be able to attack right away. Well, not right away, but on the next turn. Come on, don't do this to me. Just draw all. If I just draw lands from here on out, we're going to be in pretty great shape. Okay, Treasure Map is a cool card. The problem with it is that it's too slow for this format. However, it's usually too slow for this format, I should say. However, with what I have going on over here, it might not matter. So let's play the Blight Keeper, I guess. Nah, let's just play the Castaways. I feel like lately, I've had like one match every time where I don't really get to play, you know, and that's looking like this might be it. Oh God, that's god awful. Yeah. So once this flips, it's pretty scary. It flips into a land that lets you sacrifice treasures to draw a card. Hammer Skull. Please give me the land I need. Okay. Yeah, I think we're just dead. This deck's way too fast to have a start like this. So like, and yeah, Treasure Map is a real problem when you stumble because it just gives so much value. It'll give them a bunch of treasure and let them just start drawing cards. It's letting them scry already. Okay. Get out of here. I'm never casting you. Hey. And I'll end my turn. All right, well, the fact that they can't really attack us other than with their flyer is working out for us. We can just draw another land. I believe in me. So this is going to transform now. So yeah, now they get all kinds of bonuses. And we can't do anything. We have Vampire Zeal. It's the best thing we can do. Should I attack with my... Nah. I'm going to block with my Bishop Soldier, probably. Unless they, you know, do that. Yep, they're going to turn that into a card. Oh, good. That's what I wanted to see. And another territorial hammer skull on top of our library. Great, great, great. Fourth land. I can't leave up Vampire Zeal, but I think that's probably okay. These are going to come into play tapped, but yeah. Boom. Take that. Mark of the freaking vampire. I need to draw land or I'm like straight up dead here. Oh, we did it. So that we may have a chance because now we can kill this stupid Kinjali Sunwing. Get our treasure. I feel like, you know, I felt like we were completely out of this game and we're still not in great shape, but we could actually stabilize, even against 2 territorial hammer skulls. Vampire Zeal is going to go a long way towards helping us. They do get to draw all these extra cards, though, so that does decrease my confidence a little bit. All right, who are you going to tap? He's probably got a combat trick or a kill spell or something. All right, so Paladin's going to block you. Direfleet Hoarder is going to block you. And Bishop Soldier is going to block you. So, do I even want to block you? Yeah, I kind of feel like I have to. I could use the counters, but yeah, let's block him. Okay, Rallying Roar. So those guys are all going to get bigger, which is bad. However, God, that's bad. We do have Vampire Zeal. So we can at least save this guy and kill the Hammer Skull. Yeah. Oh, no. God, our opponent just destroyed us there. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my God. That, you know, I was saying we had a chance to stabilize. I think that chance is over. Okay. Well, maybe it's not. Drawing another contract killing is nice. We will kill that. We know they have another one in their hand, unfortunately. And then we're also going to cast... Paladin of the Bloodstained. Kabam. That's right, you go down to 28. Get to draw another card, and we are out of gas. I'm surprised we managed to stay in this game. We drew pretty well considering how things started, I think. Okay, so we're gonna do this, hopefully. Oh God, they just are savage. They're savage people. Their kill spells. And yeah, now we're dead. Yeah, you know, that second game lasted a lot longer than I thought it would, but we knew we were losing pretty quickly. So I'll see you guys in the next match. Hopefully we can finish 2-1. All right, we're in the final match with Ixalan Draft. We are 1-1. I would like to play first. I think this hand is a keeper. It's actually a really aggressive hand. We do have to count on drawing lands, which hasn't been going so well for us, because we at least need a third one. A third one is great, and obviously, if we just drew 3 lands in a row right now, this is the kind of hand where we're like, yeah, I'm fine with that happening. Sometimes you don't want that to happen, but we are fine with it. I just drew a 2-drop too, which is pretty nice. So Imperial Lancer, huh? However, I really need to draw land for the next turn. Oh God, we can't have this happen again, right? Right. So Bishop Soldier, and our turn. So green-white dinosaurs. Not a big Imperial Lancer fan, but ugh. Can you believe this? Oh man, third game in a row where we've missed at least one land drop, and we're gonna miss more than that. Let's be real. God, that's annoying. We are just taking 2. Come on, you'd be stuck on 2 lands too, at least. If I've got to do it, it looks like they might be. God, give me that 3rd land. Play this Bloodletter so fast. Yes, okay. I think I'd rather play the Bloodletter than the Queen's Commission. I'm going to attack with my 1/1 flyer. Alright, they go 17. So if we can go Bloodletter, Imperial Aerosaur, we do need to draw another land for that. I'll be pretty happy. Giving this flying and whatnot is pretty good. Opponent goes to 16, we go back to 19. Did my opponent draw their 3rd land? It doesn't look like it, but maybe they have. I think we just take 4 here. No, they're just going to attack for 2. We definitely just take 2. Prying Blade. Hey, we got that 4th land I wanted. Prying Blade's also a card I don't think is very good. It's a terrible stats boost, and if you don't have a deck with a lot of evasion, it's just not going to be very good. Our opponent does desperately need the mana right now, so that I guess won't hurt. But yeah, so we're going to put this guy in the air and attack for 5. It just +1/+0 is a horrible stat boost, and the payoff you get for actually hitting your opponent is just not good enough. It's just getting a treasure is not good enough, and there's way better ways to get treasure. Granted, this does give even colorless decks away. Even decks that don't have pirates, because that's basically where all the treasure is in the Grixis shard, can, if they play this, get themselves, which is what this deck is, can get themselves some fixing, but there's some bad fixing. I mean, we just take 3 here, let them make a land, and treasure. Aggressive with that extra land. If I contract killing this, it puts my opponent in a place where they like have to re-equip it. So I don't hate that since we've already got 2 of them. We're definitely attacking with both our flyers. It also sets up our contract killing Blightkeeper combo if we can draw another land. So yeah, we definitely just attack with our flyers here and then contract killing this thing. So this time my opponent's the one who got mana screwed. He's doing pretty well, all things considered. Yeah, I'm just gonna... Yeah, our opponent will just be dead next turn if we draw another land. Alright, end our turn. We're just dead. We have him dead in the air anyway, but even if they like kill a flyer or play something with reach, they're dead. If we draw land. We also have contract killing, so they're actually just dead. So, okay. Yeah, we'll just use contract killing. We don't really have a choice, actually. So we're just going to go contract killing. If I could have not shown my opponent I have 2 contract killings and just used this to win, that is what I would have done. But we didn't have the mana to do it. So we had to do that. I guess I could have played a second Bloodletter and attacked with all 3 flyers and they would have been dead, huh? Well, I mean, contract killing, letting them know I have it more than one is... It's not like you can play around it that well. It's not a situational kill spell. It just kills everything. Okay. Opponent is dinosaurs, but I think we need to make sure that, because they're not, if they don't have like 5 or 6 targets for that, it's not going to be that good. This is a good hand. We haven't seen our Glorifier yet. We've seen our opponents play them. But yeah, we have 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop already. So we're feeling pretty good about that. Playing Prying Blade on turn 1 is a little better, but it just has such a high equip cost. So it's just so slow. All right, so Heartstopper. Like, when are they going to be able to take a turn off just to equip Prying Blade to something this early? The answer is never. Especially because I'm curving out. I mean, if I were struggling over here, he'd probably have time to do it, but we're just going to curve out. We might even just play our 5-drop on turn 5. It could happen. We do need another plains for that. So... And we have plenty of time to get there. Hey, there's our Vraska's Contempt. All right, these guys are attacking. Opponent goes down to 16. And then they're going to go to 15 because we're also going to play a Bloodletter. We go up to 23. Whiptail. So we're just going to be able to kill that again, which is great for us. And we'll attack for 5, go up to 27. So our opponent may play an even bigger creature, but I feel like we have enough removal in our deck that I'm not super concerned, especially if I can draw a 5th land. As long as it doesn't have reach, we're in pretty great shape. So if it's another Whiptail, that is going to halt our offensive, but actually my Heartstopper will still be able to attack. So, because my opponent's not going to trade the dude for a Heartstopper. Okay, so now we can play our Glorifier. First we attack with everything. There's a chance our opponent has the Settle the Wreckage. Especially since they're passing the turn with so much mana up. But it could also just be that they're flooding. Okay, it's just a Bright Reprisal, which I am way more okay with than... That's why that card is hard. It's paying 5 to kill a 2-drop is brutal. It does replace itself at least. Kill spells that draw you a card are like pretty strong, but it's just too situational. But yeah, now we're gonna play Glorifier of Dusk for the first time today and end our turn. I mean, it's fine to run one, and I just wouldn't take it early is what I'm saying. And you know that if you've seen my drafts. Yeah, okay. That dude's dead. You're going to commune. So chances are we drop our opponent to 3 this turn, and then they're just dead to flyers. Because we attack for 3 and drain 1. Our deck feels like a life gain deck. It's not Iconic Masters yet, but Black-white does usually have a lot of life gain. Unclaimed territory. That's poopy for our opponent. Unless they're splashing something really scary, which is possible, then it's not that bad. Okay, so we attack with both of these, I think, and then yeah, then we play both of these because we have to put our opponent in a place where we can just go wide enough that they're dead next turn. So I think just playing everything is fine. Question is whether or not we should play around Settle the Wreckage if my opponent passes again with a bunch of mana up. So opponent goes down to 3. And yeah, we'll play our Heartstopper as well in the turn. So they're dead in the air. They have to play at least 2 blockers. Yeah, and they couldn't do it. All right, well, we went 2-1 in the end, which is my most common result in this format by a lot. Don't have very many 3-0s and don't have very many 0-2s or 1-2s even. Just a lot of 2-1s. And I think I'm okay with that. That's a 66% win percentage, which is pretty great. So thanks for watching. Next week, we're going to take a break from Ixalan. We're going to be doing some Iconic Masters, and so look forward to that. Don't forget also that my content's sponsored by 5colorcombo.com, and you can use my discount code NITSAHON5 for a 5% discount in their store.